Hi there, Lisa. I can't hear you. But if you can hear me, we can just go straight into you can hear me? Perfect. Let's go ahead and talk about the weather. Okay, so it's hot and humid outside. No surprise. We are in the thick of things when it comes to the summer season. Check out the satellite and radar imagery here. Tracking a few isolated showers, mainly offshore over South Florida. But for now, we are pretty dry across Central Florida. We are seeing a mix of sunshine and clouds. And it's a really nice start to our day. It's just the humidity is beginning to slowly climb across Central Florida. Now, I do want to show you the water vapor imagery, showing a little bit of that orange stuff over the peninsula. That just means that we're looking at some dry air aloft. So that's going to knock down our rain chances some as we go through the afternoon hours. So I am calling between a 20 to 30% coverage for showers and a few embedded thunderstorms. Nothing widespread. We may see one or two thunderstorms get rowdy across Central Florida, producing lightning, heavy rain, and gusty winds up to 40, even 50 miles per hour. Now, as we take a look at the severe risk for today, now the SPC, the Storm Prediction Center, has extended it just a touch over parts of now western Osceola County, Polk counties, and western Orange counties and points north, where we could see one or two strong to severe thunderstorms as we go through the evening and the afternoon hours. Now, temperatures are getting toasty out there. We're in the upper 80s across Central Florida, 86 in Claremont, Leesburg, Lakeland, 87 in Orlando and Kissimmee, 91 in Titusville, and 87 degrees in Melbourne. So it is getting warm out there if you are heading out to lunch. Winds have picked up some out of the east. Now, we'll continue to see this East Coast sea breeze beginning to get stronger as we go through today. So between 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusts nearing 20 miles per hour. So it's definitely going to be gusty along our coastline. And then again, a bit breezy as we go through the afternoon hours across our inland spots. So that East Coast sea breeze will be the main player in getting those storms and also those showers going as we go through the afternoon hours. So your hour by hour forecast for today, chance for showers and thunderstorms as we wrap up the day with a daytime high of 93 degrees this afternoon in Orlando. For the rest of Central Florida, 86 in New Smyrna Beach, 88 in Daytona, 87 in Cape Canaveral, and 88 degrees in Cocoa Beach, 92 in Kissimmee. Now, the temperatures here, because they're so hot and also with the high humidity, we are looking at a minor to moderate heat risk for today. So if you're planning on being outside today, just make sure you're staying hydrated. Don't drink when you're thirsty. Take sips through the day, because when you're drinking a lot of water at once, at that point you're dehydrated. So just make sure you're paying attention to that, especially if you're working outside. Beach forecast looking fantastic. We're looking at 88 degrees. That's your air temperature, and then the water in the upper 70s. So again, good to go, looking very comfortable. Winds out of the east between 5 to 10 miles per hour, but also 15 miles per hour sustained, certainly possible. And last checked, we are looking at a moderate rip current risk along the entire Atlantic coast. So let's go ahead and talk about the timing here. Fast forwarding things around 3. Notice most of Central Florida nice and dry, but beginning to see some showers and storms pop up over parts of Polk, South Lake County, as well as Orange County. And notice how isolated they are. Some downpours certainly possible. And in that general area, we'll continue to see scattered showers and a few embedded thunderstorms as we go through the 6 o'clock hour. And then by 7, 8, most of the shower and storm activity will exit to the west. And then overnight looking nice and dry. Now, tomorrow morning, as of now, looking mostly dry. Can't rule out an isolated shower or storm, but we are looking good to go. And I do want to jump ahead that during the afternoon hours, scattered rain and thunderstorms are possible, calling for a 50 to 60% for that as we go through the 4 o'clock hour, lasting into your Thursday night. So here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Again, today looks fine, mainly dry conditions. We just have to watch out for 1 or 2 thunderstorms getting strong. High of 93. Tomorrow, 92 degrees with a 60% chance for scattered rain. And then as we head into the weekend, rain chances stay pretty high, so make sure you have that rain gear ready.
All right, Michelle, thank you. That was very
You're
thorough.
welcome.
We appreciate that as always. Be prepared for that heat out there. We appreciate that. All right, we do have a lot of news to get to that we are following here at News 6 today, including an Orange County teacher who is facing some pretty serious charges accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a student. Investigators say Sarah Jacques was a math teacher at Corner Lakes Middle School when these incidents happened. Now, according to records, they show that at least one of those encounters happened during lunchtime at school. News 6's Angie Casada is following the latest developments for us.
This is a case that's sending shockwaves through the school community. What we know so far is that 34-year-old Sarah Jacques taught here at Corner Lake Middle School, and now she's in jail facing multiple sexual misconduct charges involving a student. According to the school's website, Jacques was still listed as active faculty this year. The incident allegedly happened 2 years ago, but only came to light recently. The principal assured parents last night with a message that the employee is no longer on campus, informing them on the allegations of misconduct. And right now, investigators haven't said if there could be more victims. She did go before a judge yesterday. Her bond was set at $19,000, so there's a possibility that she may be bonding out at some point soon. Of course, we'll keep you updated as we get any developments in this case. Reporting in Orange County, Angie Casada, News 6.
Angie, thank you. Our other big story that we've been following at News 6 today is the launch of the Axiom 4 mission. Axiom 4 mission now underway after that pre-dawn launch today from the Space Coast. The all-private crew, which includes astronauts from 3 different countries, is now on its way to the International Space Station. News 6's Eric Von Inken was at the Kennedy Space Center for this morning's launch and explains that the liftoff this morning happened after several delays.
It took just about 2 weeks to get 3 international astronauts along with 1 American veteran space flyer off the ground from the launch pad very early this morning. First, there was a weather delay a couple weeks ago. Then there were leaks with the booster. And then there was a leak in space. NASA took care of all of that. And then today it came down to an upload error.
3, 2, 1, ignition.
The final few minutes of the countdown were smooth, ending with a magnificent early morning milestone for the international crew. So bright it looked like day. So loud it set off half the car alarms in the Kennedy Space Center press parking lot. But it almost wasn't, yet again. Just minutes before fueling the rocket, mission managers encountered an upload issue. They couldn't send weather data to the capsule, required for the capsule to auto-land in the ocean if, God forbid, there was an emergency in flight. The launch escape system can't function without that weather information.
We have to have the launch escape system armed by T-minus 37 minutes. So we are going to take this as far as we can.
I was in the middle of a live report for New Delhi TV in India, in fact, when I learned about the showstopper. Yeah, this is not good, Vishnu. So they have retracted. We're up against the clock. We have about 4 to 5 minutes currently before they have to call this off. Mission managers tried and tried again until the update uploaded, bringing out the fist bumps and big smiles. The private astronauts, sponsored by their governments from India, Poland, and Hungary, got to sit back and enjoy their $70 million rocket ride to space, now headed for the space station, returning their countries to orbit for the first time in more than 40 years. Yeah, the way this works is that Axiom is the broker. They're the arranger of these rides to space. So this is the 4th mission that Axiom has arranged. That's why they're calling this Axiom 4. Axiom effectively rents the SpaceX hardware. They also rent the space on the International Space Station for about 2 weeks or so for the astronauts. And they charge about $70 million for putting this all together. It's going to take about 24 hours or so for the astronauts to get to the space station, so they should arrive tomorrow morning. For now at the Kennedy Space Center, Eric Von Inken, News 6.
Eric, thank you. We are going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with News 6 Extra. Welcome back to News 6 Extra. I'm News 6 anchor Lisa Bell. Today is Wednesday, June 25th, and we have a lot to get to, including the Storm Stopper lawsuit that we've been covering. We all know that when seconds count during storm season, a Winter Park entrepreneur says the state is putting lives at risk. That's because his hurricane safety product can withstand powerful storms, he says. But he says it's being blocked from an important state program. As News 6 anchor Ginger Gadsden explains, that man has now filed a lawsuit in hopes of getting this changed.
I'm News 6 anchor Ginger Gadsden. A Winter Park entrepreneur says he has invented something to keep your home safe during hurricanes, but it has been shut out of a state grant program, and now he's suing the state. During disasters like hurricanes and tornadoes, seconds matter. And those crucial seconds can mean the difference between life and death.
And punch it right out.
Nearly 20 years ago, John Smith of Winter Park invented a product called Storm Stoppers. It's an alternative to traditional hurricane shutters, and it doesn't require drilling, screws, or special tools to install.
It's not Velcro, but it's a industrial fastener, mateable, works like Velcro, made by 3M.
The panels attach to the outside of windows and doors.
Done.
And can be removed from the inside in seconds.
Wow.
Unlike traditional bolt-on shutters, which often require special tools for first responders to remove.
Bolted-on shutters will trap and kill you because they violate Florida's life safety code.
Storm Stoppers has been put to the test, including this rigorous wind and impact test in Miami.
The building, which weighed several tons, I'm told, was ripped off its foundation and tumbled end over end with Storm Stoppers still attached.
But despite those results, Storm Stoppers is not approved under the My Safe Florida Home program. And that exclusion comes down to one thing: building code. Florida uses what's called a Uniform Mitigation Verification Form. Only products with penetrating anchors, bolts, screws, or permanent fixtures get full credit.
There's a standard, and the standard has been developed over a long period of time for very good reasons.
Scott Kodal, CEO of Don Myler Inspections, says his company has done more wind mitigation inspections than anyone in the state, and they followed this form to the letter.
And it's really the de facto industry standard for protection.
Storm Stoppers, which uses 3M industrial fasteners, doesn't meet that standard, and that means no insurance discount and no reimbursement through My Safe Florida Home. Qualifying homeowners can receive up to $10,000 to strengthen their homes, but only if they use approved methods. Smith argues that exclusion isn't just unfair, it's illegal.
And the statute that created the My Safe Florida program is broad. It says anyone that does a hurricane mitigation product, of which Storm Stoppers is entitled to participate.
Now Smith is suing the Florida Office of Insurance Regulation and the Department of Financial Services, claiming his product is being wrongly shut out of the program. Scott Syverson, Smith's attorney, says the case is about more than money.
This lawsuit is to widen the marketplace of ideas, of products that provide wind mitigation protection at different levels of cost.
Smith says this fight isn't just about business, it's about public safety and transparency.
It's for the greater good. I mean, millions of Florida homeowners, they're not aware of this.
Smith is also asking the court to require warning labels on any hurricane shutters that block exits. Now, the case is now in the hands of a Leon County judge, and they have 30 days to respond. We reached out to the state, and it says it does not comment on pending litigation. Ginger Gadsden, News 6.
Ginger, thank you. The city of Ovido could be the next in Central Florida to merge its fire department with the county. City leaders say now is the time to plan for the future, especially with rising costs and shrinking tax revenues. News 6 community correspondent Catherine Silver spoke with the city's mayor, who says the idea needs to be seriously considered.
These are some of the comments that have led to a conversation in Ovido. And this question: could the city be the next to consolidate fire service with Seminole County? Seminole County Fire Chief Matt Kinley said no one has asked him to start that discussion yet. But Ovido's mayor shared online it may be time to have that difficult conversation. There are already over 100 comments on that post, and people have mixed reactions. They want to know about the impact on personnel and service levels. We met Mayor Megan Sladek to ask those questions. Can we even say it would cost X amount if we consolidated an X amount with the city's budget? Sladek says she's thinking about what changes the city will need to account for in the future. And the dollars and cents down the line. When we look at market pressure and we think about in the future what sort of tax revenue the city might need to keep the current level of service, is there a real possibility that you won't be able to meet that threshold? Castleberry, Winter Springs, and Altamont have already consolidated with the county. When Winter Springs made that decision years ago, they were looking at a more than 20% tax increase to pay for their own fire department. We've seen other cities implement additional fire fees to generate revenue. That's something Sanford is looking into right now. In Ovido, I'm Catherine Silver, News 6.
Catherine, thank you. Speaking of Castleberry, it was a special send-off for a Castleberry police captain after serving his community for 25 years. The captain was honored as he gets ready to retire and take on a new role. Community correspondent Alex Cook was there for the send-off that included a special honor from the mayor.
To honor and show our sincere gratitude and appreciation for his exemplary 25 years of service to the city. Bill, congratulations.
Castleberry Mayor David Henson honored Captain William Nass yesterday for his 25 years serving the Castleberry Police Department. Starting as a young corporal, Nass quickly rose through the ranks.
I was 20 years old, and I was hired here in July of 2000 at Castleberry. They took a chance on a young man.
In 2008, Nass started law school at Barry University, earning his degree at night while on the force. Castleberry Police Chief Larry Krantz says Nass's leadership has been invaluable.
He was one of the ones that I recognized early on that had tremendous potential, someone that I knew but would be able to excel as a leader, and he has not proven me wrong.
Now Nass is headed to Dade City, where he will be chief of the police department there. He says he's taking the lessons he learned in Castleberry with him.
I've learned the right way to do things. I've learned how to treat people. I've learned what's important for a police department and the way it relates to its community.
He is certainly going to excel for them, and it's going to be a nice ride for them. They're going to be very happy in their choice.
Excited for the opportunity, Nass admits saying goodbye to Castleberry isn't easy.
I was crying about 30 minutes ago. It's tough. You're going to miss people, and it's a big change, but that's part of life.
I'm your Castleberry community correspondent, Alex Cook, News 6.
And thank you so much for spending some time with us on News 6 Extra. Again, I'm News 6 anchor Lisa Bell. You can get the latest updates anytime by visiting clickorlando.com. And please join us for our next newscast starting at 4.